Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Welcome to another daily devotion. Come on in. As y'all jump on, y'all put in the chat what city, what state that you are chiming in from. Y'all like my live, subscribe to my YouTube channel, help your girl out. I'm newly building my YouTube channel. So let's help the girl get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my first goal. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. So by the end of May, y'all, let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Like my YouTube channel, subscribe, and also share it. Share it to the last 5 people that you text, because you never know who may need what it is that I have to say. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Today's daily devotion is called Stay Open and Approachable. It's coming from Luke 8th chapter, 18th verse. Consider carefully how you listen. Some people seem to go through life with a closed sign on their foreheads. Whether through fearfulness, selfishness, callousness, or busyness, they're not open to the thoughts of others, and it can cost you dearly. Take a moment and ponder these scriptures. He who disdains instruction despises his own soul, but he who heeds rebuke gets understanding. Proverbs 15:32. When I saw it, I considered it well. I looked on it and received instructions. Proverbs 24th chapter, 32nd verse. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Proverbs 9:9. People who are receptive and approachable generally displays these 3 qualities. 1, they will show sensitivities towards people's feelings. And here is something interesting. Although they themselves are emotionally steady, that doesn't mean they expect others to always be that way. They recognize that good people sometimes have bad days, so they attune their approach to the feelings of others and adjust how they relate to them. Number 2, they understand other people's weaknesses because they're aware of their own. Novelist Edgar Howey said, "Express a mean opinion of yourself occasionally. It will show your friends that you know how to tell the truth." Open and receptive people are honest about their abilities and their shortcomings. Number 3, they have the ability to forgive others and ask for forgiveness.
What was that? We bought
Ice cream.
what ice cream?
Sandwich.
Sandwich ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
My bad, y'all. That was my son asking for ice cream. It says, number 3, they have the ability to forgive others and ask for forgiveness. That takes humility. Author David Augsburger wrote, "Since nothing we intend is ever faultless, nothing we accept either without error, and nothing we achieve without some measure of finitude and fallibility, we call humanness. We are saved by forgiveness." So the word for you today is stay open and approachable. I laugh, y'all, because I'm a people person, right? But sometimes I know when I'm by myself, that's one. I know sometimes when I'm by myself and I don't even know I'm doing it, people will walk up to me and they be like, "Why you look so mean?" And I'm like, "I'm looking mean," not even realizing like that's my face. I might be in deep thought about something, but I have people numerous times, and like, y'all, I don't be mad at all, at all. I don't be mad, but I notice that that's sometimes I give off that, even though that's not me. But it says stay open and stay approachable. We should show sensitivity towards other people's feelings. I think I do a pretty good job of I think now I do a pretty good job. Before I know sometimes y'all probably be like, she always talking about herself, but I am, because I like to give examples of myself. But I must say, back in the day, if somebody made me mad, I didn't care anything about your feelings. Now I was still a happy, friendly, smile, talk to people, talk to strangers, But if you made me mad, I don't care about your feelings. I was a person who always wanted revenge. Yeah. I remember a time. I remember I was pregnant with my oldest. I was 20 at the time because I had him right after I turned 21. I turned 21 October. He was born that December, but I was 20, right? I don't even know how far along I was, but I remember I had a cake in the refrigerator, like a cake in in the cabinet. And I said, I ate the icing. I love eating icing out of the canister. I just love eating icing, right? Just the icing. And I'm gonna have to buy some at the store. I got to wait after I'm off this challenge first. But I remember I had I think it was a confetti cake in the cabinet. And I said, I got to buy me some more icing because I done ate the icing and I'm gonna make me this cake. So one day, I don't know if I was home or I was asleep. I don't know if I was asleep or I was gone and I came home. I might have been asleep. And one of my older brothers um cooked my cake. And I smelt it in the house. I say, I know good and well he did not cook my cake. Y'all, I was so mad. Do y'all hear me? I was so mad. Because why are you cooking the cake anyway with no icing to put on it? So I said, oh, okay. Y'all know what I did? I took my hand and I just dig all in it. I just dug all in that cake. Because I didn't care about his feeling. I could care less. I don't care that you wanted something sweet. Because it was mine. And he called my mom. You better come get your daughter. She done dig in this cake that I cook. And I was like, because it was mine. Because I don't care. It was mine. Like that's the type of stuff I did when you make me mad. I'ma be petty. 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 The Lord had to do some working on me for me to stop being petty. But now I do show sensitivity to people's feelings. I do give people grace. The more I read the Bible, honestly, it's helping me to know that I have to give grace. Because how can I expect God to give me grace if I can't even give grace to people in the world? So I'm learning to give grace. I'm learning to use righteous judgment when I'm looking at situations or when I'm talking to people. Number 2, they understand other people's weakness because they're aware of their own. I have always been a person who I accept criticism about myself. I don't know, but I like to hear criticism about myself. Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong, because how can I improve or how can I change something about myself if you don't tell me that you have a problem with something about me? And I know a lot of people, like, they don't like to hear constructive criticism, but that's how I am. Good evening. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. And so that's one of the things that I love to hear. I love to hear when people tell me what it is so that I can improve myself. And it says express a mean opinion of yourself occasionally. It will show your friends that you know how to tell the truth. Because sometimes when we're talking to our friends, we want ourselves to be up here sometimes. And if you've had friends for a long time, they know when you're lying and they know when you're telling the truth. So it's good for you to sometimes don't try to put yourself up here all the time. Let your friends know that you got faults so they won't think that you think you're more than them. When you all having a conversation or when you're hanging out. And then the third one says they have the ability to forgive others and ask for forgiveness. Forgiving people. The forgiving that I do now was something the Lord had to teach me. And I talk about forgiveness all the time on my channel. Like, cause when I first lost my son almost 3 years ago, God made me forgive really early in the situation. He made me forgive. And because he taught me that early on, now when it comes to something and somebody does something to me, I immediately forgive because I don't want God to not answer my prayers or he's not talking to me anymore because I'm holding on to unforgiveness. And unforgiveness can cause all kind of health issues, and I don't got time for that. I got goals. I'm newly walking into my purpose, and I need him to answer my prayers, and I'm trying to make sure that I stay aligned. But back in the day, I used to hold a grudge. I used to hold a grudge for months. If somebody make me mad, I used to hold a grudge, and then I would be petty. I'm going to do stuff out of spite just because you made me mad. That was the old me. But the Lord has since changed me. Because can you imagine when you lose a child? This is the subject. I know a lot of people, it's hard to explain the pain of losing a child. And then I lost my son to suicide. So with this situation and God having me to forgive people early, I had to forgive everybody that I felt like I don't everybody who I asked for help with my son prior to him taking his life. Because him taking his life, like, for the longest, I was trying to understand it. Like, I understand why he did what he did, but I was just trying to understand because I guess it was a mental issue, but I don't know. Sometimes I think it was a mental issue, but then I don't think it was a mental issue, if you get what I'm saying. Because when I saw the headline about the football player from LSU that who took his life after he got in that car accident and he killed someone there, that made me think about my son because my son didn't kill anyone, but he did commit crimes. Oh, he committed crimes. And when the police showed up to our door, he took his life. So I understand what that mother is going through when her child has taken up. It's like he felt like he did something wrong, and what the media was saying about him, it took over his mind. And then with my son over here don't want to go to jail. So he decided that he wanted to take his life at 18. So when God had me forget, like, I didn't want to forgive people. I wanted revenge. I wanted to go and get all the people who, like, the person who gave my son the gun. I wanted to go get this person because I know that I did a sweep of his room. Because, like, a lot of times when I found stuff in my son's room, I've never found a gun in his room, but just like him vaping and stuff like that, like I would find vape pens in his room, but that's about the only thing. But I know I check his shoe boxes, I check his closet, I check the air vents in our home, like I check everywhere. So I know that there was no gun in his room. So when this happened on that day, I was like, where did this gun come from? Like, I need to know where this gun came from, because I know I literally just checked his room a couple days prior, and my son had literally just turned 18 a week before this happened. So I was like, where did this gun come from? So now I want this person, like when I tell y'all, I wanted to find out who this person was so bad. My son turned 18 December 21st, 2022. He took his life December 28th, 2022. God had me forgive everybody who I felt like didn't do enough in my eyes, or everybody that I guess I felt like failed my son at that time. And he had me forgive them in February. Ex Maya. That failed him. So just imagine, your child. My son played basketball since he was 5. So he's been playing basketball. He's always been a good, he's been a good kid, AB honor roll. He was on the AAU basketball team. Like, if he hadn't start hanging around the wrong crowd and get caught up in the street, my son could have most definitely had a basketball scholarship and would have been playing basketball right now in college. So I reached out to his guidance counselors, letting them know, I'm like, something changed. My son tell me in 10th grade he no longer wants to play basketball, and so that was weird for me. And then I reached out to his basketball coaches, his AAU coaches, for them to talk to him. I reached out to my community to see if they had any mentoring programs in the community to help, get him back on track. I reached out to everybody I could think of in my mind to help my son get back on track, because I saw my son going down the wrong path. And this was a year before he took his life, that I was reaching out to everybody. Like, it just, I don't, some stuff I don't say every name. I don't say who all I had to forgive. I did have to forgive myself as well, because I felt like I was a bad mom. My son was seeing a psychologist at the time. Like, he was in counseling during the time. He was in counseling actually for a year before he even took his life. So I had to forgive myself because I thought I was a bad mom. And then I had to forgive my son because I was like, you left me. Like, how do you leave me? I'm your mom. Like, he was my oldest son, like the first child that I birthed. And you left me, like, of all people. Like, you felt like we couldn't get through this together, so you decided to leave me and take your life. Like, that was hard for me. But God had me do it early on in February. Did I want to do it? No, I did not want to do it. I told God no. I'm like, I want to go get this person, because I need to go get. I don't want to forgive nobody. Like, I wanted to be mad. I wanted to be mad. But that's not what God wanted for me. Because now seeing I couldn't have held on to the grudge and the pain and the hurt and the resentment that I had for other people and still walk into the purpose that God gave me. There will be no way I'll be on here talking to y'all and telling you all about my ministry, Grieving Gracefully, and letting you know that I grieve differently if I had to held on that. Because once I forgave, God started taking me on a journey where people just didn't understand how I'm not falling out crying, how I can fully trust God in spite of what my situation look like. Do you know how many people has lost a child and they turn their back on God and no longer wants anything to do with God because they lost a child or lost a loved one? That was never my story. My story is immediately when this happened, God immediately wrapped me in peace and strength. Like immediately, like I felt it on me. And my family and friends, they didn't understand because my friends told me when they saw me, they had to check their feelings because when they got to the house, they thought I would be break down and crying. So they was like, they had to straighten up because they was expecting to see something else, but they didn't see it. And I'm like, I can't explain it. I'm like, y'all, I don't know. I don't know. And everything that everybody was telling me I would feel, I would go through, that I would go through, God told me, no, you're not. And I didn't. When like some people told me I was going to have this big breakdown where I was like, I ain't gonna say I didn't cry because I do cry and I do have my moments, but I don't have this big breakdown that everybody says that I'm going to have or should have because I lost a child. I never had that. I never really experienced that. Like I had my cry, but it's not like I can't go on with my life because God didn't set me up to be like that. And then like around the time of his passing, like the anniversary of his death, I don't get sad. I can't I don't get sad. Like he's constantly on my mind. And like lately, like everything I do for the past couple weeks, everything I do is like he's popping up in my mind about what he could have been doing or what we would have been doing if he was still here. Like he's on my I don't talk about it a lot. A lot of things that I do and a lot of hurt that I feel and the pain that I feel, I take it straight to God. And I think that's where I never really came to my friends and my family with my pain. I always took it to God. So that's where we differ too. And then another thing that I notice is I ask God to heal my broken heart. I don't know how many people who has lost a loved one and your heart is broken and you literally ask God to heal your broken heart. I did that. And he did it. I asked him on a Friday and on that Sunday, my heart like I can't y'all, when I say I can't explain it, I can't explain the feeling because where God has me, it's like I know I lost my child, but I don't I I can't explain it. It's like I no longer have the heartbreak around it that I had when it first happened. Like I don't have that. And then sometimes like you know how when you start thinking about a loved one and you feel like you want to break down and cry and you just want to feel that and you just want to soak in that. It's like I can't do it because God literally has me in the palm of his hands, literally comforting me. And I just can't, if that makes sense to y'all. I can't explain it, but it just, I grieve gracefully. That's the only thing I can think of because I just, I don't know. It's just different. I just give it to God. I just give everything, every emotion, every pain, every thought. I just give it to God because he's all I know. And I don't know what else to do. I don't know. Because God made me go through and deal with this. Because normally somebody passing my family, I'm going to grieve. You know how we grieve for a couple weeks that person is constantly on your mind, and you grieve. And then as the months go on, it get easier. And then, next thing you know, put it to the back of your mind and you're going on living with life. But that's not what God did. God didn't do that with me. He made me go through every single emotion. And then I also believe, because the type of person that I am, because I am a person who's happy-go-lucky. Like, I hate feeling sad. I hate being mad. I hate all of it. I hate that. And I used to ask, I'm like, Lord, I hate this feeling. Like, why? I'm like, Lord, I hate feeling like this. I hate feeling sad. Because for the first couple of months, I sat in our living room and I watched TV. My husband, after he went back to work, I sat in the living room and I just watched TV all day. I watch every new movie, every old movie, every new series, every old series, stuff I ain't never heard of. I was watching everything until God told me one day to get up. I don't know how we got over here, but that was for somebody. I don't know. But God had me forgive early with the loss of my son. And it says, today's daily devotion is about staying open and approachable. And it gave us 3 things that we should be doing when we're staying open and approachable. The first thing we should be doing is, it says, they show sensitivity towards people's feelings. Number 2, they understand other people's weaknesses because they're aware of their own. Because you're aware of what your weaknesses are, you should be understanding to other people's. And the third thing is, they have the ability to forgive others and ask for forgiveness. I always tell people forgiveness is never easy. I'm not going, because I told you, I told the Lord no. And I cried and I cried and I cried that whole, my prayer time. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My prayer time, I closed that particular session. I cried that whole morning. I cried that whole session because I did not want to do it. And once I did, I boohoo cried as if I lost my son all over again. And then y'all know what I did? Stop getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Lord, if 5 o'clock gonna be like this now, I ain't want no parts. I don't, mm-mm, I don't want to do it. And so, like October, I'm gonna say towards the end of October, he told me to make my closet my prayer closet, and that's when he made me start getting back up at 5 o'clock again and spending time again with him. And here we are. The next month that I did that, Grieving Gracefully Ministries was started. So I pray that you all were blessed by today's daily devotion. Make sure that you stay open and approachable. You never know how God is going to use you when you stay open and approachable. You don't know who may need what it is that you have to say. You don't know if you're not already walking in your purpose. Then you don't know how God will show you your purpose. Today's daily devotion is coming from Luke 8th chapter 18th verse. Consider carefully how you listen. I pray that you all have an amazing night on purpose. I will see you all back here tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. I probably tomorrow will be a recording. I'm going to have it set for 6:30, but my daughter has a chorus concert tomorrow at the same time I do my daily devotion. So I said on days that I'm not able to be here, I'm going to start recording them previously so that I can still be on here for y'all Monday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow is called Don't Be a Murmurer. Oh Lord. Think about the children of Israel, y'all. Don't be a murmurer. I will see you all back here tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Oh.